What's going on today, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Today we'll be talking about Pvlace's response to the Beat Thievery drama. I would go through and react to it, but it's 30 minutes long. What the fuck? We're also going to be talking about Gunboy's response to this, which is an hour long. So we don't really have time to go through and watch it and react piece by piece here, but I've already watched it. I'm going to try to compress it into a much more watchable version, and I'm going to give some opinions on it. I feel like this will sort of wrap up this entire drama arc a little bit more cleanly than we left it off on. Make sure to watch the other two videos prior to this one if you want to get completely up to date on what I'm talking about here. I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap here though, for anyone who is not already up to date on this. Gunboy accused Pvlace of stealing midis, giving him away as loops, not giving him credit on placements. He supposedly got his Instagram taken down. What else? There's just so much here, it's like hard to even remember it all. He threatened to call the cops on him. I don't know. There's a lot of shit. There's so much shit I can't even recap it all. In the second video, Shaleezy said that Pvlace was never actually part of 808 Mafia. I think that was really the highlight of that one. Anyways, we're gonna be continuing from this part on. Pvlace basically gave a statement, and it was 30 minutes long. Way too long, if you ask me. I feel like he should have just gotten to the point a bit sooner. In fact, I feel like he didn't really get to the point at all in this video. He basically just recapped their entire friendship and history. So I think the first mistake with this video was just going into all the history and not just going straight to the points and debunking them one by one if he's able to do so. I'm going to be combining Pvlace's response and Gunboy's response, so you guys can get both sides of the picture here. In this video, when I'm facing to the left, I'm speaking from Pvlace's point of view, and when I'm facing to the right, I'm speaking from Gunboy's point of view. So throughout this video, he explains the history of their relationship, how they cooked up maybe 20 samples or so in Gunboy's old house, and Pvlace had placed them. At this point, it's really unclear what exactly happened, because it's really become a he said sort of thing. So Gunboy claims he actually met Pvlace in 2017 before Pvlace ever started working with 808 Mafia. Pvlace said they were working on music basically every day around this time. Gunboy says they weren't working on music every day around this time, and when he was there, he wasn't doing anything, and he says you can check it out on his Twitch streams. Gunboy had to move to a different place around this time because the owner was selling it, and Pvlace claims that he paid for the new spot a year in advance because Gunboy didn't have a bank account. And he says around this time, Gunboy lost all his money in crypto, but Gunboy says that Pvlace, this is ridiculous, but Gunboy says that Pvlace got this part of the story backwards. He was actually down bad with crypto at his first house. It's actually funny how convoluted this is. Oh my god, what is this video? And Pvlace says he encouraged him to push his own music, and he claims he bought him a $1,000 mic. Then Gunboy says he actually got the mic at his old house way earlier in like 2020, and they actually split the mic 50-50. This is fucking ridiculous. The situation is not funny. It's just funny how unclear it is anymore. So Pvlace claims they both had the idea for the NFT project at the same time. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if they telepathically thought it at the same time. But Gunboy has screenshots of him talking to his graphic designer, the 3D graphic designer for the NFT project. And in these text messages, it says that the label hijacked his idea for the NFT. Then they did another NFT project, which is more successful. Yes, they used Pvlace's name to get it out there more, but Gunboy claims it was his idea though. And Pvlace claims Gunboy got $125K off of the second NFT project. Around this time, they went to Beverly Hills. They shared an Airbnb for about 2 weeks. Pvlace claims he paid for everything, the flights, etc. The story's so sad, it's making me cry. Then he claimed that Gunboy hit the NFT lottery, which I don't understand why that really matters. But he says that he hit an NFT that was worth $350,000 at its peak. And while they were there, Pvlace introduced Gunboy to all his contacts. Pvlace and his manager, I believe, decided to sell their NFTs. Gunboy held on to his though, thinking it'd go higher. Then when they came home from Beverly Hills, the NFTs crashed, went from 350K to 150K to 100K to even lower. At this point, this is when the Sony deal was happening. Pvlace claims Gunboy wasn't the same after this. He was arguing, rude. The screenshots that he shows though aren't really that bad. It seems like Gunboy was kind of fucking around with him. Gunboy claims it also has nothing to do with the crypto crash, had more so to do with his manager lying to him. Gunboy also claims his manager was racist, calling them monkeys. Pvlace claimed he still tried to help him get a deal with Sony though, and Sony's offer to him was $70K. They were still beefing every day though, according to Pvlace. I'm not sure if I really believe this, because why would you still help someone get a deal at this point? And Gunboy claims there was no arguing, it was because his manager was talking shit the whole time. According to Pvlace, they met with Sony and Sony liked them, so they raised the deal up to 120K. Then Sony told Pvlace they can't make the deal happen because he signed his rights away until 2024. He tried to get in the deal still regardless for 5 years. So they wouldn't have the rights until 2024, but there would still be 3 years remaining, and they changed the number down to 40K. This is about to be the unfunniest video I've ever made. Days passed and Sony tried to write a new contract, and then Gunboy says he declined the deal because he was starting to put together the pieces of what was happening. And Pvlace says Gunboy threatened his manager, and the manager canceled the deal because of that. I'm kind of conflicted on what's happening at this point because they're both saying that they each canceled the deal. Did Pvlace cancel? Did Pvlace's manager cancel the deal, or did Gunboy cancel the deal? They're both saying different things, it seems like. Gunboy claims there were no death threats. He just said that he should smack him. I don't know how hard you'd have to smack someone to kill them. I'm assuming you'd have to be like a Dragon Ball Z character to make that happen. Pvlace claims Gunboy profited about $400,000 off of his name and placements. Pvlace says he did pay him for the beats. He shows an invoice for this one with Negative OG where he pays out $600. Gunboy says that invoice is real, but it was only after they called him out for it. But they also never got credited for it. Pvlace says he doesn't contact lawyers unless it's placed with a large artist, which makes sense. He also mixed it, rearranged it, changed the drums, and placed it. So in his mind, that means he gets to not credit him, I believe. He also shows 5 different artists with the same sample that was used in the Rich the Kid song. Now his response to not crediting him in the loops that were in his loop kit and whatnot is that producers are scared to use a loop with 5 producers on it, which I do get this point here that he's making, but in this case there'd only be 2 producers on it, and I don't know if people would be scared to use a loop with 2 producers on it. I don't know if that's really a valid point to make. He also claims Gunboy had to have known that he would do his labeling with loop titles this entire time. Gunboy says he wasn't looking at the screen, which makes sense. He was playing keys the whole time. And now the explanation for the G in the title is that's how he would label it. G for Gunboy. So I guess that was his credit. Now the reason he would give out the loops in the free loop kits is to try to get more chances for it to get placed, so I guess they weren't really free. He claims that Gunboy knew this, but was just trying to make him look bad by reframing the information. Now Gunboy exposes that Seven also didn't get credit for his guitar being used. It's hard to say whether or not this was malicious, but at the very least he's not crediting people, and it seems, at least from what I can tell here, it seems like he's not paying out people unless they call him out on it. Then he also responds to Shalizi, the management that cut ties with him. He says he doesn't want to go through point by point and debunk any of this because he has too much respect for him, which I don't really understand that because it seems like he doesn't have a lot of respect for you. One weird thing about this statement is he didn't address Picasso, Slatty, the Key Glock songs, Big Tipper, or 1978, all the songs where Gunboy wasn't credited, and I believe not paid either. If that was the case, he didn't talk about it in the video. Some more developments have happened since then. A bunch of clown emoji comments started popping up on Gunboy's Instagram, and he claims that Pvlace botted them. Okay, look at the time frame here though. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 6 minutes. And then if you look at the accounts, what are the chances this is a real person? I mean, it's possible, but I mean, like, these random chicks would be commenting clown emojis on Gunboy's upload. It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially in this time frame, you know? Like, okay, that one's probably a bot account. It's got one follower, 1 post, and it's commenting clown emojis on something produce related. They're all doing the same exact thing. It's the same time frame, like within like several minutes of each other. Because you would think if someone was doing this, it would be a little more scattered. It would be like a producer accounts, you know? I'm gonna say it seems like it could be botted, yeah. And from like the fact that his Instagram also got taken down too, from what I would assume were also bots, you know, you would think that maybe it seems like he might do this, or his manager might do this. Now the question is, will my video get botted or taken down? Gunboy said he's slowly getting the records cleared one by one. He got his credits for the Rich the Kid song as I was editing this video.
By the way, in Pvlace's response video, he shows the beat in question, one of the beats in question. You see there's called Elephant 140, and it's a zip too that he opened, right? And look, his version of the beat. Here is the original Loveland 2 right there, FLP.
I don't know, man. He's short in the intro. I mean, that should get you ownership no matter what, right?
And you see right there, it's a FLP, and you see, like, how different is it? You know what I'm saying? That's the original, right? And then Here's his version. All right, you guys can compare.
Overall, I think Pvlace's response could have been a lot better. There was no point in giving us the full history. It doesn't really change any of the issues at hand. He should have just made a checklist of all the accusations, as well as the uncredited songs, and debunked each thing or apologized for each thing he's fucked up. He should really be changing the crediting as soon as possible. I mean, I feel like that's really one of the biggest issues here. I mean, he's still definitely a co-producer if he helped write the midis for the song, you know what I mean? Because arranging it, doing the drums, that's all the easiest shit, you know what I mean? Mixing and mastering, you could pay someone to do that. You could pay me to do that. Hey, I've mixed and mastered thousands of songs. Does that mean I'm out here making hits? Apparently. Where are my credits for my mixing and mastering skills, damn it. Okay, that's it for this video. What have we learned today? Nothing. I don't think we've learned anything. I really don't know what to believe anymore, but I'm still on Gunboy's side. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to consider subscribing. Check out my second channel, Discord. I'll see you guys in the next video.
You never want to take money from me, but you stole my credits. Talk about that.
The Bang Incorporated.